I don't think it's really about my game. I believe it's about my teammates. And when I seen from the spring when our teammates were just looking like, hey, we ready for a successful season. And when I seen those guys and I seen the weapons that I had, and I had no choice but to take advantage of that.
Who was your biggest influence really at coming into football before you got to Florida State?
Probably my father. My father was a huge influence on me, especially just the way I carry myself, my character, my charisma, the way that I do things, and I kind of modeled myself after him. I got my own personality. He probably wasn't as goofy as I was, but I love my dad.
Jameis, they said you met Tony Dorsett and some of these other guys. What's that been like? And any of the experiences been special?
Meeting all these guys here, man, it's been amazing. It's been amazing meeting Tony Dorsett. Even seeing Chris Winkie back, a Florida State person. I mean, it's when you meet all these people like Mike Rozier. I mean, he's a elaborate guy. I mean, his character is off the charts. So meeting those guys is definitely important to me.
Your dad talked about training you with when you were really young, doing like mock interviews when you were a little kid a lot. How much of that helped you kind of this year doing just in general, a lot of hype going in?
I think my dad always just had something to say all the time. So I always found something to say back to him, which I don't think he really just trained me for interviews, but he did do a lot of Q&As, especially just mentally, just preparing me for everything that's coming. That's why I think that I am so mentally strong, because he definitely prepared me for that.
You practice your questions. Did you ever practice the Heisman pose?
I never practiced the Heisman pose. Actually, my dad's best friend, Chad Babin, used to make me do it at Little League football practice, but I eventually grew out of that.
Growing up as a kid, did you ever envision yourself possibly winning the Heisman Trophy?
Yes, I envisioned myself that about when I was 14, when I used to play this game, and I used to win the Heisman on a video game, and that's when I really found out about the Heisman and just knew about it, and I just knew it was a prestigious award, and I just knew I wanted to be there one day.
So 5 minutes before the award's announced tonight, what do you think's going to be going through your head as you get ready to hear who wins it?
I'm gonna be excited to be there, man. Sitting in the presence of all those great people, having my family here, having Coach Fisher there, and I know at the end of the day, all the people that support me is gonna still have a smile on their face, because we still have to look forward to a national championship game, and this award is gonna mean so much if I do receive it. But I'm just glad to be here, and this experience is just phenomenal to me.
How much has your family enjoyed being up here in person?
They love being up here because it's New York. I mean, it's the first time my family has been up here, and this is the first time I've been up here, so I really enjoy that, and I'm taking advantage of this moment.
At what point during the season did you start to think that you would be here as a finalist?
I really never really focused on would I be here or not. I just always focused on, guys, we got to get to that national championship. We got to keep getting better. And I knew I had a good feeling. I knew if we kept playing good, and I knew if the numbers around me and people kept being productive, and we kept having up games and blowing people out like the way we were, I knew potentially. Coach Fisher put his system around his quarterbacks, and I knew that I would have a shot.
You described yourself as goofy. What are some goofy things that you like to do?
I just play a lot. I play a lot. I always smile, and I don't like for people to be down. If I see one of my teammates down, I do anything to make them smile, whether it's pantsing them, playing with their ears, being obnoxious, being loud, just doing anything to make them smile, get the attention off them and put it on me and say, man, that guy gets on my nerves, and that'll make them smile.
January 6th is your birthday. That's also the same day as the national championship game. What would it be like to win the national championship on your birthday?
It would be an honor, man. It would be an honor. It'd be more important because it is on my birthday. But it's not going to take – that don't take anything away from my team. I mean, just by being my birthday, that's more of an individual accomplishment to me, because how many people can say they won a championship on their birthday? So that'll be real fun for me.
How many wish you guys had those guys up here, teammates?
I really do. I really wish they were sitting in the team meeting room right now, watching this whole thing, watching me shout them out, all of them. I really do, because this is not for me. This is for Florida State. This is for my team, because if I didn't have those guys, man, I wouldn't even be here.
How many times did you practice what you might? How many times did you practice what you might say?
I probably practiced once. I probably haven't been. I've really been focused on enjoying myself down here, and when that moment comes, I know it's gonna be from the heart.
Hey Jameis, as a two-sport star, have you had a chance to meet Bo Jackson? He's one of yours.
I met Bo Jackson once at a Auburn game, but I never actually sat down and talked to him just man to man. I talked to him on the phone once. But one thing about Bo, we're from the same city, and he's a way better athlete than I ever will be. But hopefully I can be to his standard one day, and hopefully I can be better than Bo.
Any New York baseball players you'd like to meet?
I would love. I mean, I wanted to meet Robinson Cano, but by him getting traded to Seattle, I mean that kind of made me mad because I am a Yankees fan. But I would enjoy meeting CC or any of those guys because I love CC's competitive attitude on that mound.
What has the Tallahassee community been you being like the opportunity to win a Heisman and actually beat your team to the national championship?
I mean, Tallahassee is so important in this process. That's why I've been able to focus on my team because the students don't walk around saying, hey, Jameis this, Jameis that. I mean, they just walk around, hey, good game, Jameis, and they go on with their lives. It's not a nagging thing. It's not anything different. I mean, the people of Tallahassee, I mean, they just calm, cool, and collected because we had 2 Heisman Trophy winners already with Chris Winkie and Charlie Ward. And what we're trying to do in Tallahassee, we're really just trying to bring that late 90s in the early 90s swag back to Tallahassee. So that's what they're really looking forward to, trying to get more people back in the stands and stuff like that.
Do you believe in this age of sports that you could play both and professional football?
I believe you can do anything you put your mind to, and especially with my hard work and determination, I can do anything that I want to do. And I know it's going to be difficult. I know I'm going to have doubters. I know I'm going to have all this type of stuff. But as long as you got a positive mind, as long as you get your education, you can do anything.
Anytime you win a Heisman, it's an incredible achievement. If you win it tonight, especially as a redshirt freshman, what would that mean being so young and winning the award?
I mean, it'll mean a lot. It'll mean a lot to, like I said, to my team. It's more for them than it is for me. And to follow behind Johnny's footsteps. I mean, that's important because he's the first guy to do it. And he always gonna have his name as being the first guy to do it. And just to follow behind him, not 3 years later, not 10 years later, but the year after, that's gonna mean a lot.
Jameis, you clearly have a bubbly personality, and you've talked about it. How difficult was the last month when people were saying all these things, bad things about you and your character? How did you keep that from affecting you?
Well, I knew I did nothing wrong, so I had to keep. I'm always gonna be myself through wherever. I mean, because my dad always told me, he said, Jameis, good ain't never gonna be good enough. So it's never gonna be good for all the people that probably look down on me and the people that's probably saying bad things. But I mean, my innocence was proven. So this last month has really just made me. It's probably that humbling moment that you have in your life because I was talking to Rashad Green. He said, God is always gonna challenge you, no matter what it is. So that was my humbling moment for me to just stay straight, keep my mind focused on the season, stay focused on school, and you got to get better every single day. You don't have no time to lack. You don't have no time to slack, and you don't have no time to just play around because life is too precious.
Will you change anything in how you live your life, go about your business in Tallahassee?
One thing I gotta understand that I can't go out anymore. I can't carry myself as a team. Like one thing that Coach Fisher always told me, especially through this process, he said, for you to be a man, the kid in you must die. So I believe that kid in me has died, but I'm always gonna have my personality. I'm always gonna have my character, but I have to become a man, and that comes through a process.
How well have you gotten to know some of the other candidates during this process?
I mean, I got to know them well. I mean, especially with Trey and Johnny. And all of them, AJ wasn't here that much, but me and Jordan was an interesting person because he was so quiet and to himself. But I just knew he got a soft heart and he's very kind and he's a heck of an athlete, breaking records and stuff. And Andre is his own self, man. I love Andre. I mean, we became close just because we're in the same district. But me and Andre can relate to a lot of stuff. He's laid back and he respects you. He respects what you have to say and he listens and he's just straightforward with everything.
James, you went to an alumni function today and I heard you took pictures with everybody that was there. Why was that important to spend that much time with everybody?
It was important because it's good to have some FSU people supporting you everywhere. I mean, that meant a lot to me, not only to me, but it meant a lot to my family too. I mean, my family wasn't there, but when I tell them about that, how FSU came up to New York for that support, I mean, that's what we need. That's how you have a great program. That's how your program has a lot of success when people like that are around. And that's how you start stuff.
Jameis, you talked about getting better and how you can be better. Specifically, what do you think you can do to get better, not just on the field, but in general as a person?
Well, for me, I think that I just gotta, stay to myself more. By me being an outgoing person, by me being a high energy person, sometimes it's not, some people don't accept that. Some people can't accept the way that, like with Cam Newton, some people don't accept the way Cam acts, but that's Cam Newton. Some people's not gonna accept the way that I act, but I'm Jameis Winston, and I'm gonna do that on a day-to-day basis, and I'm gonna do that till I perfect it. And when I perfect it, when everybody say, hey, that's how he's gonna be, that's just the things that he do, and that eventually will be.
Is it a hard balance though to be who you are without trying to please other people as you go through this?
It's never a hard balance, because that'll be like saying, is it hard to be yourself? It'll never be hard to be myself, but as a man, you have to learn when to do things and when not to do things, and I have grown tremendously.
Did Johnny talk to you about how things are going to change, and did you kind of think, well, I think I know, but until I'm really in the middle of it, I really don't know what he's talking about?
Well, he told me to enjoy the moment, but he told me to always be myself, and that's just what I talked about, and that's what he said. He said if he would have knew that was going to happen, he said he would have hid. But it's gonna be, if it does happen, I'm gonna have to accept that. But as a man, I got hey, it's here now. I'm gonna take it in. I'm gonna seize the moment, and I'm gonna still do what I do on a day-to-day basis, because I can't let a single award affect me and my team.
This whole year, even the past month, has been filled with ups and downs. How much are you looking forward to a couple of days, getting back to football, focusing on the national title?
Football field is my sanctuary, man. I love all the things about New York. I love the big city. I'm honored that my family is down here with me. But when you on the football field, it's just a whole different mindset. I got a big smile on my face because I'm doing something that I love. Same with the baseball field. When I go home, I'm gonna go straight to the baseball cages. Me and Jose Brizuela gonna be in the cages, hitting off the tee and doing soft toss. But then that morning, I'm gonna be practicing football, doing the things that I love to do. And that's one thing that I love about college sports. You give us the opportunity to just do things that we love to do. Go to school, carry out our day, have fun, and just be us.
When you've been going from banquet to banquet and award show to award show, how, if at all, have you been able to still keep your mind on football?
It's always going to be something bigger than you. So I always look at it as that. I look at all this stuff is something that's amazing to me. It's a blessing to have everything coming my way, going to the banquets, being here today. That's just a blessing. But at the end of the day, it's all about my team. It's about preparing myself to be in a better spot. I don't expect to stay here. I expect to have success every single day.